Welcome to TED. I'm Shauna Dorsey with the Nebraska Tech Collaborative powered by the Exarban Foundation, here with my co-host.
I am Brian Poppy. This is 10 Tech Entrepreneurs Nebraska, a 10-minute podcast designed to fit in your day. We're joined today by Scott Henderson. Scott, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah.
This is maybe the shortest turnaround time because you have something very important to talk about today.
Some things happening.
Wait. Oh, wait, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, tell us about yourself and then tell us.
Oh, thank you. Okay, because we do want to know about you.
Of course.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
Nebraska native, just turned 50. How about that?
Happy birthday.
Half a century of my life.
It's weird when you say it that way.
I know, isn't it? Crazy. So I'm in the second half of my life right now, apparently, it's when you turn 50. But no, I'm a family came here in the late 1800s on both sides, my mom and my dad.
Wow.
And, I was born in Lincoln, raised in Omaha, and then I went away for about 20 years. Went to Atlanta, went to Boston, went to Indiana, and came back here.
And now you're back.
Came back in 2020.
And what are you doing here in Omaha?
I am the managing principal for NMotion, which is a startup accelerator powered by Generator. We started about 10 years ago with some funders in Lincoln, spun out of the University of Nebraska, and Lincoln Partnership at Economic Development, and other companies like Nelnet have supported it. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, NMotion, which had been independent, tapped Generator, which was about a year older and founded up in Madison and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Same mission, help support the best and brightest and help them build their companies here. And so for the last 3.5, 4 years, we've been Generator. I work for Generator, but we have the shingle here called NMotion. It's a great local root structure with a lot of great mentors and companies that have been built over the years. Quantified Ag is a good example. Live By is another good example. Realm 5 and Noble Health all came out of the early days. And since then, I've been here helping launch companies from scratch. And then more recently, we've been doing the traditional accelerator again.
That's awesome. And I know, Brian, you've served out as a mentor, or you're going to?
I've gone through a couple of mentor swarms the last couple of years. So
it's cool. It's always great to talk to founders.
You talk about those companies. It's like, oh yeah, I saw them win, which I had nothing to do with any of their success. I just show up.
Right.
Well, you never know. That's the thing. You have to increase the surface area of luck for these startups.
Yep.
And that by making connections with a lot of different people who have different expertises and different Rolodexes.
That's true. So given that we are accelerating this turnaround time,
Yes.
there is a very
I love that.
specific
That was
reason
good.
for that.
It is.
So, I did use accelerate.
That's
I just
awesome.
noticed that. Sometimes things just come out that work. But anyway, tell us why you're here and what you need from people.
I feel very VIP-ish today, so thank you for bumping me into the top of the list here. We are right now launched applications for the NMotion Venture Studio, which is a program that brought me back to Nebraska, where we build from scratch. We find founders and founding teams who are both pre-idea. They haven't actually built out a company. They haven't decided on what problem to solve. They might have an area that they're interested in, but we work with them over 16 weeks to come up with 4 different concepts with them, 4 different investable concepts. Each that could be what we would consider category creation, category creating. So something new, some kind of green field that they're going into. And we explore 4 different ones and then figure out which one we're going to build. And then over the next following 8 weeks, we're building out prototypes and testing assumptions and trying to show that the world cares about this problem and there's a way to solve it. And then at the end, the final 4 weeks of the 16-week program, we put them in front of as many investors as possible who know that these are just brand new ideas, and see what the interest is from an investor market. So in 16 weeks, we go from nothing to an idea that is possibly investable. And of the first 3 years of doing this, we had 15 companies that have completed the program and collectively have raised over $3.2 million in follow-in funds in the first year of finishing the program.
That's fantastic. So are the folks that are coming through this, they're founders with an idea. They may or may not be technical. Is that true?
Yeah, we're looking for founders who basically the two things I'm looking for. Are you coachable? Are you willing to take feedback from the world? And are you formidable? Are you willing to bend the world to your will? So that's an interesting paradox to have. Ideally, it's somebody with an industry expertise, some sort of domain experience, some sort of unique insight. Dusty Burge, who you guys had on your show, came through our program in 2021. And from starting the program to closing his $1 million round was 5.5 months. And he was a great example of who we're looking for. He had background in utility inspections. He had done, he knew a lot of customers, and he knew that there's this problem and this technology wasn't being used. And so let's use thermographic technologies to inspect utility lines. So that's a good example of somebody. Teresa Friesen from SheMate, she came in with the desire to help female athletes, and actually it wasn't her idea until a reverse pitch competition that the Lincoln Chamber put on with Allo and University of Nebraska Lincoln around NIL, and she's like, I think I can help. And she used our program to come up with that idea as well. And then Mackenzie Davenport from Ensemble.xyz, he was a Nebraska Wesleyan grad who had a theater production background, we got him in the program, and he's now raised $1 million for an idea, basically taking creative artifacts for people who create digital art, and basically like sketches or early generative art outputs, and then minting them and selling them as unique kind of collector's items. And so that's all the wide range of what comes out of the studio.
Yeah, that is a pretty good range of stuff. So you are looking like for folks who have an idea. So we will for sure put that all
a desire.
over.
I'd say a desire first. They might have an idea.
Okay.
And Dusty came in with a different idea, and I said, look, Dusty, I love the way you think, but you're going to have to be able to kill this idea if we prove it wrong. In week 3, he had that look of terror going, oh my God, this is not a good idea. What do I do next, right? So what I tell people is if you have an idea, but you haven't built something out, you have to be open to the idea that's not the best idea for us to pursue, but we'll go put through the process. It's a pretty intense process in the ideation side. But we want to make sure we do 4 different types of ideas, 4 different investable concepts with each founder to figure which one is the best one to go for. Because the thing that I've left off here is that each founder or founding team that gets selected, they get a $100,000 investment up front. We're putting $100,000 into a brand new Delaware C corporation that they get to take over, and they get 80% equity of it.
Dang.
And that's before they even have an idea.
Wow.
They just have to have that desire to build and the ability to go and figure out what the world wants and work with us.
That's fantastic. So that tells me a lot that it's really about the founder. Okay.
Yeah, I heard somebody say it once as you got to be passionate about the problem, which it sounds like that's what you're after, right? Like find somebody who's passionate about solving a particular problem, and then let the market tell them the right way to solve it.
Yeah, and be willing to listen to what the world wants.
Yes.
Cool. Not what you think it needs.
That's so key.
Cool.
We've seen people get stuck. I know many from the past who were like, this is the thing. And I'm like, but you don't have any customers.
Yeah.
So it's probably not.
And that's what we come right into that second, the after the first few weeks, and we figure out what idea they're going to go in. The key is go and get in front of customers, sell this idea, get a pilot, paid pilot, LO, letter of intent. That's what Dusty did. He said, what do I need to do? I go, let's go get some utilities to sign a letter of intent for a paid pilot that you could do in 9 months from now. And that's really what fueled his success. And the key is don't just sit there and study. Go and talk, go and ask, go and engage, try to get them to commit to something to show that the world cares about this. Because the biggest obstacle and biggest competitor is inertia and the status quo and apathy of customers.
So if I'm listening right now and I feel like I might be one of these people,
what
do I do next?
Go to NMotion.co, and there's a banner call out on the top, sends you the page about the Venture Studio. Look at it. There's a good video that gives a deeper explanation, and then fill out the application and or sign up for office hours. We do Zoom-based office hours all month to talk to as many people as possible and see what they're thinking about and what questions we can answer.
And if I'm on the flip side and I'm wanting to see these companies come out at the end of 16 weeks and I'm wanting to invest, same deal. Do I go to nmotion.co and connect?
Yeah, you can do that and connect that way. You can send me an email at scott@generator. Generator's GENER 8, the number 8, TOR.com. Or just go to nmotion.co and you can schedule office hours and I'll talk.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great. So many more questions, 30 seconds. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
we'll
for making this happen.
Get all the info out. I'm sure we've collected everything we need, but just let us know how we can help.
Yeah,
let's find 5 founders of founding teams and let's go.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been 10, the Tech Entrepreneurs Nebraska podcast.
With about 10 seconds left.
We did it.
Woo! Happy June, everybody. You guys do a great job. This is wonderful.